What is going on out there, YouTube? Welcome to the King Sense channel. I am Mr. King Sense, and what we believe is that fragrances are not just another hobby, but they're a lifestyle. We got 3 goals: be your best, look your best, and of course, smell your best. Now, if that's something that has your attention, show your support by hitting that like button, leaving a comment, and subscribe to the channel. Come and be a part of the family. We would love to have you. I hope everybody had a blessed week, a blessed weekend, and I wish you many more. Now, let's get on to the feature presentation. So today, guys, I'm bringing you 10, that's right, 10 of the most unapologetically in your face fragrances. All right, guys, so we're talking about fragrances that check all of the boxes when it comes to performance, longevity, scent trail, CIs, scent bubbles, you name it, guys. We're talking about beast mode fragrances or fragrances that just check the box when it comes to strength, all right? So it's gonna be a long list. Without further ado, let's go ahead and get into the juice. First up, by the house of Prada, we have Prada Luna Rossa Extreme. All right, Prada Luna Rossa Extreme. So this one is about the black pepper, the vanilla, the lavender, and the bergamot. All right. Whew. All right, guys. So this one opens up very, very spicy, slightly oriental. All right. Before drying down to a lavender, amber, and a vanilla combination. I mean, and it's to die for, guys. We're talking about 3 P's on this one, guys. We're talking about powerful, professional, and powdery. Unfortunately, this one has been discontinued, but if you can get your hands on it, guys, there are a few people out there willing to let this go, but I'm not one of them. But on a serious note, guys, if you can get your hands on this one for a decent price, go ahead and pull the trigger, in my humble opinion, all right? So from the house of Prada, that's Prada Luna Rossa Extreme. All right, next up, by the house of Mancera, we have Cedrat Boise, all right? Cedrat Boise. And guys, this is the, I guess, pre-formulation. All right, this is the screw cap. This is not the magnetic cap, as well as you have the old style sprayers. But guys, we're talking about Sicilian lemon, black currant, you got fruity notes, you got leather, and you got vanilla, all right? So, guys, this one is going to open up very juicy, fresh, and citrusy, all right, before drying down to a pleasant, soft, smoky, leathery vanilla concoction, okay? So, guys, we're talking about a fragrance that is sexy. We're talking about a fragrance that's refined, and I believe this is a fragrance that is very welcoming. You know what I'm talking about, guys? So, you would just find strangers wanting to be around you in your scent bubble. Guys, they just can't get enough of that juice. Guys, this is it, man. Cedrat Boise, all right, by the house of Mancera. This next fragrance shouldn't need an introduction, but we're talking about Dior Sauvage Elixir, all right, AKA the big brother to the Sauvage line. All right, that's right. This is the big brother to the whole Dior Sauvage lineup. Guys, we're talking about cinnamon, cardamom, grapefruit, lavender, and sandalwood, okay? Those are just some of the main players. So guys, on the opening of this fragrance, what I get is a mixture of citrusy notes mixed with some potpourri, all right? So I'm talking about like your grandmother used to have, or like your mother used to have. Some of them used to boil the potpourri. Some of them had the potpourri pot that you used to just plug in. But guys, I do get a very, very detectable note of potpourri, all right? And I'm sure it's just everything combined that's giving off that vibe. And then mixed with the citrusy accords and the potpourri-ness, guys, you get some cinnamon, and then you get some creaminess from the sandalwood, guys. And I'm telling you, the magic on this one really happens in the dry down, because the opening of it can be slightly harsh and abrasive. So you definitely have to dial down your sprays, okay? But guys, overall, this fragrance right here represents strength. It represents seduction. And I'm talking about a fragrance that's smooth, guys. That is Dior Sauvage Elixir. All right, guys, next up, by the house of Paco Rabanne, we're talking about Invictus, all right? We're talking about Invictus, okay? All right, guys, so this one is about the C notes, grapefruit, mandarin, ambergris, and oak moss, okay? So this one starts off very juicy and citrusy, very marine and aquatic-like, all right? Mixed with some woods and some spices, okay? This is one of the ones that I would consider to be a spring and summertime gem. This is one of the ones that you want to pull out spring and summertime, man. You will be the star of the show, all right, guys? But also does have a bit of sweetness to it as well. Overall, we're talking about a fragrance that's airy, aquatic, sharp, and a fragrance that just has that lingering power. That is Invictus by the house of Paco Rabanne. Next up, by the house of Tom Ford, we have Tobacco Vanille. Tobacco Vanille. Man. Guys, I will say this one is an acquired taste, all right? I do not recommend this one for my younger guys out there. This will be for my guys that are mature, all right? Guys who dress very well, professional. This is for you, all right? So this fragrance is all about the tobacco leaf, all right? Spices, vanilla, cacao, and dried fruits. All right, guys, so this one opens up with some sweetness from the dried fruits. All right, so we're talking about maybe a plum, some raisin, or something of that nature, guys, mixed with some spices. All right, and then it starts to dry down with a pleasant aroma of tobacco and vanilla. Guys, it's just one of those fragrances, man. This is just one of those fragrances. It's not a lot that one can say about this one. You just need to get your nose on this fragrance, guys. One person did mention that this one smells like vanilla and Coke. Okay, so maybe like a float almost. And I can see that because it does have sort of this creamy vanilla texture to it, guys, with that tobacco. So, man, I just think this one right here, it's a statement in a bottle, man. It is a statement in a bottle, guys. So this one is elegant. This one demands attention. And we're talking about a fragrance that is regal. By the house of Tom Ford, that is Tobacco Vanille. All right, guys, next up by the house of Issey Miyake, we're talking about Bleue de Issey Pour Homme. All right, Bleue de Issey Pour Homme. Guys, this is a nice fragrance right here, man. One of those ones that's sort of dated, but at the same time, one of those timeless, classic masterpiece fragrances that I feel is still able to be worn in today's times. Guys, we're talking about a fragrance that is composed of rosemary, lime, ginger, juniper berries. All right, there's some amber and there's some sandalwood, guys. Man, look, I really, really, really like this fragrance right here, guys. And I'm glad I got, a nice amount left. I'm not sure if this is discontinued or not. All right, I may have spoke too soon on that part, but guys, hopefully it is. I will leave some links in the description where you can find some of these fragrances. So guys, this one opens up slightly citrusy and herbaceous, all right? Maybe even slightly medicinal, but not off-putting at all right, in my humble opinion. But it dries down to a combination of spices and woods. This one, if you've never had your nose on this fragrance, to put you in perspective of what it may smell like, guys, if you take Bleue, Chanel, and Dylan Blue, mix them together, that might give you an idea of what this one smells like, guys. All right, so we're talking about a fragrance that is herbaceous, aromatic, and inviting by the house of Issey Miyake. That is Bleue de Issey Pour Homme. Next up on the list by the house of Parfums Vintage, we're talking about Emperor Extrait. Emperor Extrait. All right, This one is modeled after vintage, Creed of vintage batches. All right, guys, so we're talking about pineapple, apple, bergamot, birch, and vanilla. All right, so guys, this one opens up with literally an atomic bomb of pineapple. Guys, mixed with some very refreshing bergamot before drying down to a woody vanilla combo, but still with some detectable pineapple, guys. Absolutely mouth-watering, absolutely just one of the most amazing fragrances that I own, guys. Guys, that's just what it is. Absolutely amazing, exquisite, and opulence all in this bottle, guys. Get your nose on the sample. That's Emperor Straight by the House of Parfums Vintage. All right, guys, next up on the list by the House of Parfums de Marly, we're talking about Carlisle. Parfums de Marly, Carlisle. This is one of the most unbelievable fragrances out there, guys. This fragrance is about the green apple, the nutmeg, vanilla, and patchouli. All right. So, guys, this is absolutely the definition of a perfect fragrance. I'm talking about from opening to dry down. Guys, absolutely amazing in every department. In every single department, guys. So, guys, this one opens up with this oriental sweetness. Guys, mixed with some soft, elegant florals, drying down to a powdery, woody, smoky perfection. Guys, we're talking about a masterpiece. An unbelievable masterpiece, a work of art that I have in my hand right here, guys. This is a fragrance that screams lust, desire, and romance. Guys, by the House of Parfums de Marly, we're talking about Carlisle. All right, next up on the list, by the House of Jean Paul Gaultier, we have Ultra Male. All right, Ultra Male. So guys, this one is about the pear, lavender, bergamot, cinnamon, black vanilla husk. All right, and then you have some amber. Okay, when I say a timeless bottle of juice, guys, a timeless bottle of juice right here, guys. Very, very timeless. So this one opens up with some smooth, powdery vanilla mixed with this bubblegum sweetness. All right, the pear note is very prominent, very detectable, and I feel like it's detectable from beginning to the end. All right, but this fragrance pretty much dries down to a woody, earthy, incensey sweetness, guys. Absolutely a job well done by the House of Jean Paul Gaultier, guys. So this one, when we're talking about Ultra Male, we're talking about a head turner. We're talking about a fragrance that's inoffensive, and we're talking about a fragrance that can put women in a headlock. Guys, get your nose on this fragrance. All right, last fragrance on the list from the House of Nishane, we're talking about Hacivat. All right, Nishane Hacivat. Man, look, guys, if you've never experienced this fragrance, that smile that I just put on this fragrance just put on my face, that should speak volumes. Guys, that should speak volumes, man. Get your nose on this fragrance. All right, guys, this fragrance is about the pineapple, bergamot, oak moss, and patchouli. All right, so this is highly compared to Creed of Invictus. All right, but I feel like they go into their own separate directions. Okay, so what you're getting in this spray, guys, it starts over with a blast of citruses mixed with a juicy pineapple presence. All right. Before drying down to a woody oak moss vanilla combo. Absolutely magical concoction right here, guys. I will say Invictus and Hacivat, okay, they're in the same league, all right? So they're playing the same exact sport, but they're each on their own individual team, all right? So they're playing the same sport, but they're on their own separate teams. Guys, so they are in the same ballpark. Absolutely, guys, I cannot deny that. All right, but when we're talking about Nishane Hacivat, guys, we're talking about a fragrance that is exotic, hypnotic, refined, and we're talking about a fragrance that is intoxicating. Guys, this is a fragrance that is just purely intoxicating. And this also is a fragrance that should come. Guys, when they made this fragrance and shipped them out, guys, these should be shipped with a warning label on the performance. Because, man, you wear anything more than 2 sprays, they might put you out the building, okay? This fragrance performs. Guys, that's what this list was about. We're talking about fragrances that are unapologetically in your face. And each one of these fragrances that I have, guys, when I say they're in your face, they're in your face. So there's no need to over apply any of these fragrances. Now, we could be fighting reformulation, all right, which means some may not perform as well as what they once did. So that could be a case. It's just depending on what your batch code is, what your batch number is, things of that nature. But anyway, guys, if you have any of these fragrances, let us know down below, man. Would you consider these fragrances to be unapologetically in your face as well? How do these fragrances perform for you, all right, on your skin? Because we do know skin chemistry is important, all right? So, guys, that is it. Let me know what's your thoughts and opinions down below. And again, I will leave a link in the description where you can get your hands on some of these fragrances. All right. And until the next time, be blessed, be safe, and Mr. King Sense is out.